Hey guys, what is up? Brennan here, aka Brenbo, and we're back with another video in the TT. So today we are going to be talking about how much does it cost to own an Audi TT, because that's what a lot of people have been asking me on Instagram and my YouTube comments, and I just want to address it just so everyone knows and I don't get the same questions over and over, because I want to answer all your guys' questions. So this is a way to start it. To begin, if you are a OG of the channel, you would know that I had to rebuild this transmission right when I got the car. For some reason, the transmission was terrible. Nothing on the car was wrong at all. Nothing besides the transmission. And it would slip in every gear besides 5th and 6th. So I decided just to rebuild it. And the reason I decided to rebuild it is because the new trans was so expensive. So this will be a start on how much it costs. So obviously Audi being a very expensive brand, luxury brand, it's going to be more expensive than American cars in a way. Obviously more expensive than, like, just say a Malibu, an Equinox, an Escape, Explorer, but maybe not as much as like a Corvette. So it matters what range, I guess, in American cars. But anyway, to rebuild the transmission was $4,000, and a brand new one from Audi, from the dealership, they said $8,000. So I decided just to rebuild it, because if it goes bad again, I can just rebuild it again for the same price I could just to build a new one. So I just decided to do that, and so far it's excellent, and I did that last year, right when I got the car. By the way, I'm going to be completely honest with all these things because I really want you guys to know how much it costs. So if you're looking into getting one of these cars, you know exactly how much to expect for, like, costs on everything. So next, I know on supercars and other cars like that, it is very expensive to do general maintenance, like oil changes and other things like that. And obviously this isn't a supercar, but oil changes and stuff like that are as normal price. So getting oil about $20, an oil filter about $10. So just like any other car. But the only thing is, it's very hard to do unless you know what you're doing. And maybe there's a better way and I'm just dumb and I can't figure it out. But replacing the oil was very easy. The oil pan is directly under the center console, basically, just one screw. But the oil filter, I could not get that out. Reason being is the sway bar and the axle were in the way. So what I had to do is I had to feed it up through the engine and get it out from the top of the engine. So I had to, it was like a two-person job, I guess. But leave a comment down below if there's an easier way of doing this, because I tried so much ways and looked for so much ways to get this out besides doing this, because it was so hard to do and not be able to spill all the oil that was in the oil filter everywhere in the engine while getting it up. So leave a comment down below because I'm very curious. So next, insurance. And I'm not going to go deep into how much it is exactly, but for the reason this is being an Audi, there's one thing that increases the price. Second off, it's two-door, which also increases the price. But really what saves this car is the back seats. If this was like a 350Z where it only had 2 seats stock, I think that would make the car, or the price of the car for insurance, go dramatically up. But I think these back seats really save insurance, and maybe that's why they did it, because I always say how useless these back seats are. I think maybe that's why they did it, just to save insurance. Next, modifications. Modifications for this car are more than above average, and the reason I said this is I already said this in my last video. Mods for this car are more expensive than, just say, American cars, and that's just because it's an Audi, especially OEM. OEM parts are very, very expensive, just like that transmission. So when you're buying an exhaust for this car, like I said, it's like $1,000. But obviously you can get different ones, you can get cheaper ones, everything like that. But compared to like a Charger, which was like $600, and it has more piping because it's dual compared to my single, it just didn't really make sense. And I think it's just because it's an Audi, I guess. Next is maintenance at a dealership. So when I got my transmission just looked at to see how bad it really was, it was about like $300 just for them to like look at it. So obviously it's gonna be crazy expensive to get work done at the dealership of Audi, just any Audi dealership in general. So what I usually do, if it's something I can't do myself, is I usually go just to like a third-party dealership, and they can get work done, and then they'll do it. But obviously it won't be like just as good quality, I should say, but it's pretty good quality. But I would just say if you have an Audi, a Porsche, or something like that, do not go to their dealership, because it's going to be crazy, especially if this is like your first car, because I know a lot of people want to get like this car as their first car. Don't go to Audi. It's going to be really expensive, but the work is going to be really good. If you have no problem spending money, then definitely go there. I never have problems with them, and basically their customer service is always excellent. But yet again, that compares to American cars. If you want an American car, it's going to be way cheaper to go to a Chevy dealer, a Ford dealer, and get maintenance done there. So that's just another thing to consider when getting a foreign car like this compared to a Chevy, a Ford, or anything like that, Chrysler. But I'm not trying to say don't buy an Audi. I'm just saying if you're like spending all your money on this car and you don't have much left and you don't have a job that gives you a ton of money, I wouldn't recommend buying this car, especially being this like a 10-year-old version, like body style of this. There's going to be problems that can occur at all times and you never know what might happen. So you're going to always want to have some money set aside for when something does break and you got to pay for it and afford these expensive parts. But you can always get aftermarket parts that are exact fit to OEM that are way cheaper. I can recommend doing that too, because they always work for me with other things that I have, not this car, but just other things that fit like OEM but are way cheaper. Those are always a really good thing to go with. I hope that told you guys how much it might cost if you buy one of these cars and how much you might expect to pay. I think I covered almost everything that's very important. Leave a comment below if you want to know any other information about this car, but I think I covered main things like insurance, modifications, how much it costs to fix, and I think I covered almost everything. But if there hasn't, just comment down below. But leave a like if you guys got some information out of this. I tried to be as helpful as possible, and browse the channel if you haven't already, because you might find something you like, or just really cool modifications that I've done to this car. So on that note, I will see you guys later. Peace out.
Draw my life video to celebrate 40,000 subscribers.